and thanks for staying with us. The Controller General of Customs win WCO elections. Also on Customs report, Idiroko Command sees drugs worth millions of naira. Also, the Cyber Command speaks on revenue collection at the border. Plus, more report. I am Igi7 Etienne. Stay tuned. The President of Nigeria has commended the election of WCO chairman as bestowed on the CG of Nigerian Customs Service. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu also says that Customs is well positioned to implement policies as approved by his administration.
The Controller General of Customs and Chairperson WCO Council, Bashir Adewale Adeni MFR, DSM, FNIPR, FNIAA, PSC Ghana, all the Deputy Controller General of Customs here present, the Director of Legal Service, Nigeria Customs Service, all the Assistant Controller General of Customs here present, all controllers of customs and all senior officers present here. I am Chief Superintendent of Customs, Titus Omachari. I am here. I am the master of the ceremony today, and I will be assisted by Assistant Superintendent of Customs 1, Joseph Atejo. Today we are not just witnesses. We are proud to be a celebrant of a remarkable milestone in the history of Nigeria Customs Service and indeed our great mission. We have gathered here to honor and welcome the election of our own Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, as the chairperson of the WCO Organizational Council, a feat that placed Nigeria at the very heart of the global customs leadership. This is a moment of immense pride, not just for the service, but for all Nigeria. It is a testament of vision, professionalism, and kind of transformational leadership that inspire global trust. So as we begin today's program, let us remind them that this is more than a celebration. It is a charge for all of us to rise to responsibility of excellence, innovation, and service to our and once again, you are welcome. Let this start.
We're going to watch a special presentation.
Changes hands. It's not always history that moves. Sometimes it's the system. Sometimes it's the gaze. On October 20th, 2023, Bashir Adewale Adeni MFR assumed the role of Controller General of Customs, not as a placeholder, but as a reformer. A man called to lead with clarity, to build, not just collect, to position Nigeria, not just protect it. Because this is the era of the Nigeria First Initiative, a national resolve, a mission from the top, and every stride he's taken since that day has echoed this vision. He began with trust, introducing the Authorized Economic Operator Program, a system that rewards compliant businesses with faster clearance, lower costs, and stronger collaboration. By simplifying processes and recognizing trusted traders, he made it easier to move goods and little easier to believe in the system again. Revenue increased, delays dropped, and confidence returned. Then came time release study, not a report, a reality check, a mirror held up to our courts, exposing delays, highlighting cracks, and giving us the tools to fix them. Because speed is not a luxury. In trade, it's a lifeline. He tackled uncertainty with advanced ruling, allowing importers to know where they stand before their goods arrive. No more guesswork, no more costly detours, just clarity. delivered in advance. Transparency woven into the fabric of trade policy. And then he went further. Bodogu, a bold move, a digital leap, not just software, but sovereignty. Built by Nigerians for Nigeria, replacing foreign systems with something we can call our own. Seamless, secure, a platform that understands our terrain and speaks our trade language. All of it under one flag, Nigeria first. Because these are not isolated actions, they are pillars, holding up a new customs culture, efficient, transparent, sovereign, in sync with the President's 8-point economic agenda. But leadership isn't only local. It reflects, it echoes beyond borders. And when a man leads well at home, the world notices. So it's no surprise that this same CGC now serves as Vice Chair of Nigeria's Reputation Management Committee, tasked with shaping the story the world hears about our nation. Because it's not just cargo at our borders, it's image, it's trust, its identity, and then the crown jewel. June 2025, Brussels. CGC Bashir Adewale Adeyemi appointed chairperson of the World Customs Organization Council. The World Customs leaders now led by Nigeria. Not just present on the map, but leading from the front, shaping global standards, guiding continental strategy. Proof that when leadership is right, even the world leans in. This is not just about customs. It's about courage. It's about capacity. It's about a man who took a seat and built a legacy. Nigeria first. Customs forward. The future now in motion.
When he came in at the City of Nigerian Customs, we have gone through almost 8 years with an outsider that was leading us. At that particular time, we needed somebody with vast experience of customs management. We need somebody that is accessible, somebody that can reach out to our stakeholders. And I believe you, my CGC here, was the best candidate for that position at that particular time. Within a short period of time, you can all attest to it that we are able to get back the trust, the belief from people. You know, the perception of people about customs before that time. I remember our first outing that time was to go and meet our stakeholders. We assured them that we are going to carry them along. So the transformations was able to bring to the service. We are all even witnesses that in 2024 we were able to surpass our targets. That is part of the leadership. Then internationally, has been recognized. He was once the head of customs for this region, and from there, other members of WCO, so that there is some qualities of a leader in him. And what happened? They rewarded us, they rewarded Nigeria, and they rewarded Bashir Adewale Adeyemi. In all, sir, we thank you for your leadership. You have been dynamic in your leadership, and you have been a role model to many. We thank you for that, and you have shown the world what Nigerian Customs Service can do. Today, you are not representing Nigerian Customs Service. We are representing Nigeria. And the day when it was told to us, informed to us, when we saw it, the Nigerian flag was hosted at the WCO. The entire nation was proud of you, sir.
Let me start by saying this. We just watched the video clip. The video clip was basically about operations, customs operations, innovations, and the like. There was no mention of administration. Your operations cannot be better than your administration. If your administration is defective, definitely you're likely to have a defective operation. And the CGC, who has been an able leader for the past 2 years, has not relented in putting in place an administration that we all can rely on.
I'll start by saying a very, very happy and joyful congratulations to our headmaster. When DCG fans said number one, it reminded me of headmaster, the boss man, our CGC, the servant leader. We are not surprised today, but all the same, we are so excited because you have put not only Nigerian Customs Service, but Nigeria on the world map. Under you, the leadership has been visionary. It's not by coincidence that after the years of, we are giving a PR person to London to claim the image of customs. Is a testament, a testimony today that is indeed a new dawn in Nigerian Customs Service.
DCG Excise for that wonderful delivery. He left the shores of this nation barely a week ago as the #1 customs citizen of Nigeria, but he returned back as the #1 customs citizen of the world. This was clearly and adequately explained earlier by the DCG facts. I have the honor and privilege, with the kind permission of senior officers and the entire hall, to welcome the man of the moment, the man destined by God and support of men, and was validly elected as the chairperson of the Council of the World Customs Organization. Permit me to welcome Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, FNIPR, DSM, FNIIA, PSC Ghana, for his response and remarks.
Thank you very much. Please sit down. There's a Yoruba proverb that says that Daolika, that only Aburo to Boju to Bono. I've never given it a strong thought that they will look at the direction of an African, another African, more so from the West and Central African region. And when words came to me that there seems to be some discussions towards consensus, it was something that was very pleasing, and we have to reflect on what all of this means for Nigeria. Part of the answers have been provided in the video that was done. I also appreciate the fact that a lot was concentrated in the operations, but then all the tools of WCO that we implement one way or the other, whether they are those that help us to manage compliance, whether they are those that help us to manage enforcement or generate revenue, or the discharge of our responsibility to our societies, we find all of them in the tools that we have implemented in the last 2 years. TRS result was sent to WCO just about 10 days ago. But they were indeed very glad that we were able to see through the implementation of TRS. That seems to have been a myth for us every year. I was also part of the team that tried to implement the TRS about 7 or 8 years ago. It never saw the light of the day. But now, we thank God, we've carried through all of those tools. And it's not only in Nigeria that they're taking notice that we are doing this. The rest of the customs global community are also taking note. And in the reports that they write, in the conferences, all of this come out, showing that Nigeria is indeed a model customs administration. Invited to deliver the keynote address is the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. And she started her speech with her endorsement of what the customs administration in Nigeria was doing. She knew she was addressing an audience of customs DGs, and the first inkling I had was in her protocol list, she mentioned the word Controller General. This is not what they use at the WCO. They use Directors General of Customs. But she used Controller General, and she started saying, okay, I've followed the progress that the customs is making in Nigeria, the initiatives they are pursuing, and she practically endorsed the Nigerian Customs Service in her keynote. And this is one thing that paved way for the confidence that we have. And if you flick back to some of the events of Saturday, and when we had that very, very historic moment when Nigerian flag was collected by me, and it was taken and carefully and diligently hoisted and flying high in WCO. That, for me, was a very humbling experience. It was very historic. We don't know when next we are going to have that opportunity, and that was why the former council chair told me that, look, Wale, you need to take in this moment very well. You need to savor it, you need to enjoy it, and you need to let Nigerians know that for what we have done here, we have put Nigeria on the global map.
You are watching the program Customs Report. Seme-Boda Customs Controller has paid a working visit to Are Gani Adams Palace in Lagos. At the palace, he speaks on customs operation and the revenue collected by the service. Customs Area Controller in charge of Seme-Boda paid a working visit to Are Gani Adams in his palace in Lagos. The customs controller said that the present management of the customs have made good revenue and seizure from smugglers all over the country. He was accompanied by some of his management staff in Seme-Boda. He speaks on smuggling and how the customs has been engaging stakeholders in the area of importation of things in and outside the country.
Nigerian Customs is not only an entity that is known for standing on the road, seizing rice, and so on and so forth. Besides that, we have three major functions: anti-smuggling activities, on custom goods. As you are aware, dangerous arms and ammunition, we call it light weapons, are in the hands of non-state actors. That's why we have Boko Haram, El-Shabaab, and so on and so forth. Actually, after the fall of Gaddafi in Libya in 2011, it is the job of customs to make sure that those items don't enter. And since the coming of the present CGC, we have been seizing arms and ammunition. Last year, we increased our revenue, we passed our target by 1 trillion. Instead of 5 trillion, we got 6 trillion. And this year, too, we are going to overpass our target. So Nigeria Customs has been in the forefront of making sure that we sustain the values and beauty of Nigeria.
Your visit has a lot of advantage to we as an organization and Nigerian Customs as an organization. Because Nigerian Customs is one of the important security organizations within Nigeria. TGS is always been to be a head of a thinker. You have been given a position to head thinker, and I know your antecedent in that post was one that enhanced you, Seme. And I use this opportunity to pray for you that God will guide you, God will give you the wisdom to administer the position of the Seme-Boda, and it will be one of the best performing controller of Seme-Boda.
Are Gani Adams commended the Controller General of Customs his recent election as chairman of World Customs Organization (WCO), the first time a Nigerian customs officer attained that height in the country. He speaks on the service alongside commendation to Controller General of Customs.
Achievement of the new CG. What you have done to rebrand, to reorganize Nigerian customs, especially giving them about 10 vehicles, new vehicles for semi-border alone, and bringing a resource person, a very resourceful person, to come ahead semi-border. And from what the controller was saying, I'll be happy to be in semi-border to see when description of different contents was written as a signboard to discourage illegal activities and criminal in the borders. And I think the performance of the CG enhanced in that position, because the international community could have monitored him and realized that since he was given that position, he have done a lot of things to make sure Nigerian customs have a standard that can be referred to different countries in the world for him to be given that position. Secondly, I believe maybe his academic background, because before you can be a leader of all customs in the whole world, they could have studied you, they could have due diligence about him to pick him for that position. And from the revenue, we realized that since he became the CG, Controller General, the revenue of Nigerian customs is increasing every year. We are talking of having 6 trillion last year. And from the speech of the controller, they said they target about 7 to 8. That's a lot to our economy. And at the same time, maybe the way our good is being clear within a short periods, all these contents of achievements enhancing the position. I wish him best of luck, and I wish him more wisdom to steer the leadership of the global position of custom.
The Apapa Customs Command has collected well over 1 trillion within 6 months of operation in this year.
The visit of the Customs Area Controller, Apapa Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service, is for stakeholders' engagement. Comptroller Babatunde Olomu had used the opportunity presented by the visit to disclose that the Apapa Command has collected over 1.37 trillion naira revenue in the first half of 2025 at the Premier Seaport.
I feel very good. Recall part of the CGC policy trust is collaboration. The Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale, Adeni, MFR, PSM, PSC, Daga, had always harped on collaboration and stakeholders' engagement, which is very key and pivotal to the achievements of our statutory responsibilities. We are here to in furtherance of efforts at fostering industrial harmony within the ports. Recall we've received a lot of support. It's not possible for us to have generated the amount generated without the support of freight forwarders. So we're here to, in furtherance of this effort, to still call on them to continue to support us as we strive to take our country forward.
The Niger president decorated the Apapa Customs Area Controller, Comptroller Olomu, while other members of the Apapa Customs Management entourage equally got the association's lapel pin.
If you see something, you say something. Make declaration for custom purpose, and there's no issue. It's a very simple thing to move cargo out of custom control. But the truth is that most of us are not really, doing the right thing. but I guess that's why the Controller General of Customs mandated his officers to move out, take governance to the people, go and talk to them, educate them. That's a good process. This is quite an opportunity for people now to hear from the horses now. You know.
His visit to Nagaf has been a very good support to the customs. If you hear my founder speak, he said, as long as you are doing the right thing, desist from non-examination containers, do the right thing, be compliant. That's what the message from the controller is all about, being compliant.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Ogun 1 Command has again seized cannabis worth millions of naira right inside the truck coming into the country. The Customs Area Controller also said that one person was arrested with the drugs.
It's barely 2 weeks since we last held a press briefing, during which I highlighted the achievements of the command in anti-smuggling operations.
He later handed over the drugs to NGL officials at the border post.
FNIPR, FNIIA, PSC, DAGA hereby hand over 2,693 wraps of cannabis sativa weighing 1,450 kg to National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Idiroko Special Command, Ogun State, today, Thursday, 3rd July 2025.
Just before we draw the curtain on this week's edition of the program, Customs Report, we brought you a report where Mr. President has congratulated the CG of Customs for winning the chairmanship of WCO. For me, Egiseme Idie, thanks for watching.